Since the release of the first Apple AirPods, completely wire-free earphones have really hit the mainstream market. Their ludicrous prices made them too intimidating to purchase. Thankfully, Xiaomi has came up with a very affordable alternative that is almost as cheap as what most lined earphones are. Hi guys, this is Patrick from NiPX.com, and here in our Xiaomi Mi AirDots Pro full review, we shall see if this device can really perform well despite its very economical price tag. Let's start. As stated earlier, the Xiaomi Mi AirDots Pro is a true wireless earphones. That is why, obviously, we're not seeing any wires here. Actually, the only wire that this device has is the included USB Type-C cable, which you would be using for charging the device. The design is pretty much identical to the Apple AirPods. It has a long stem that dangles down your ears, but unlike the former, the AirDots offer an in-ear design, which provides better sound isolation, noise cancellation, and low-end or bass signature. However, the ear tips that it came with, even the biggest one, didn't fit well in my ears, which gave a really bad sound quality and poor noise isolation. Also, since the actual body is so large, I found it hard to shove the buds deep in my ears to get a comfortable fit. This is important as having the right fit will greatly affect the sound quality and noise isolation. Thankfully, the ear tips from my old headphones worked, although it doesn't suit perfectly with the case, but still you can pretty much close it. Once you get the right fit, you can really get a decent sound quality from this thing. It is definitely not the best sounding earphones for the price, but considering all of the other cool features that it has, it is forgivable. It has audible and thumping bass, but the mids and the highs, or the treble, lacks clarity and crispiness. The microphone quality, as what you can hear right now, is not the best, but it sure is handy when making calls when you're on the go. Overall, the AirDots Pro is comfortable to wear. You can also go running with it without the fear of the earphones falling out of your ears easily. Both earbuds have a built-in touch-sensitive panel, has their own built-in microphones for active noise cancelling, infrared sensors for autoplay pause, battery LED indicator on the top, and on the bottom, we have the contacts for charging and another microphone. Double tap the left earbud to activate voice assistant, double tap the right one to play or pause the track, and press and hold any of the buds to activate the noise cancelling feature. Speaking of which, active noise cancelling is one of the biggest features of the Mi AirDots Pro. However, most of the time I will just leave it off, as it would sometimes increase the volume on a single ear tip to compensate from the noise that's coming from that direction. This creates an unbalanced sound in both ear tips, which is really annoying. The problem is the notification that tells you if it's on or not is in Chinese, so it's hard to tell if it's really indeed enabled or not. Hopefully, these earbuds gets updated to English in the future, although I doubt that it would happen soon as this device doesn't have any app support. The included charging case is a bit thicker than what the AirPods has, but the reason behind it is to accommodate the also large earbuds. It has a matte finish on the outside and a shiny paint on the inside. There are tons of government compliance signs on the back, which is actually barely noticeable unless you really look closer. While on the right side, we have the function button. Press and hold this button to enter pairing mode, or you can also press once to check the battery status. Using the AirDots in different devices is relatively easy. I have it paired with my MacBook Pro and iPhone XR, and I was able to easily connect the earphones from one device to another. The AirDots can also work in unilateral mode. You can put one earbuds on the case, tap the pairing button, and pair it with any device that you want. Probably the main problem that I had with the AirDots Pro is the occasional connectivity issues. There are times when I'll be using this device and my phone is either in my pocket or in my bag, and once the phone gets tossed around, the connection on both ear tips will get choppy. This is probably due to the fact that the Xiaomi AirDots Pro only runs on Bluetooth 4.2 instead of the newer and more reliable Bluetooth 5.0. But actually, those incidents rarely happened, and your mileage may vary depending on how you use the device. Actually, I was even able to pair this with my MacBook Pro, do some work and listening to music, then stand up while the music is still playing, go to a different room, or even go up downstairs, and it still worked fine. One of the best qualities of the Xiaomi Mi AirDots Pro is its battery life. The company claims that it can deliver 3 hours of continuous music playback with a total of 10 hours via the juice provided by the battery case. And I'm happy to report that those figures reflects our results from our real-world testing. I was able to get 3 hours and 21 minutes in one continuous use. That's with playing music and watching videos at the volume set to 70% to 100%. However, at around the 3-hour mark, you will start to hear one of the earbuds notifying you that it needs to go back to the case to recharge. Partnered with the case, I was able to get a total of 10 hours and 3 minutes of charge. You can check the LED indicator on each earbud, and even in the case, when it finally needs to be plugged in. The true wireless earphones market really took off since Apple introduced the first AirPods. So much so that budget-friendly alternatives like the Xiaomi Mi AirDots Pro is now out in the market. However, calling the Mi AirDots Pro simply as a budget-friendly alternative is an understatement. Because actually, this is probably the best bang for the buck true wireless earphones out there. For a lot less asking price when compared to some of its competitors, the AirDots Pro offers a clean design, deep bass with decent noise isolation, and a very impressive battery life. But still, it's no surprise that this cheap device has its shortcomings. For one, its active noise cancelling feature is a little buggy. Also, despite the good bass, the highs and the treble tones are definitely not the best. The included ear tips may not fit for everyone, and there's also the random connectivity issues. But still, there's no denying that the Xiaomi Mi AirDots Pro is the best option for the price. Clearly, the company has surprised us again by offering a great product for a really affordable price. The Xiaomi Mi AirDots Pro is now available in Mi Store branches nationwide for a price of 3,490 pesos. Again, this has been Patrick from noipx.com. For more detailed look about the Xiaomi Mi AirDots Pro, you can check out our full review link below. You might also want to hit the thumbs up button, share this video if you liked it, subscribe if you still haven't. Hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I post a video. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And yeah, basically that's it. Thank you for watching.